welcome to my first deck tech of 2025, and oh boy, this is a fun one honestly. But as always, you can find all the important links along with the full deck list in the description box below, and if you follow the annotations, they will lead you to all relevant videos on my channel. Got all that? Okay, first, for long-time fans, why am I playing this instead of my classic cEDH Tentacle Sushi variant? Well, ever since the bans last year, I felt more like Spider-Man in this famous meme, and I feel like I have to rebuild myself or something to get back into my cEDH shenanigans. But I promise, there are some fun plans set for the future, so just stay tuned. And also, I thought this would be a fun original concept until I was reminded last year that this is an established deck, it seems. But anyways, we're still here. Let's try to make this a fun deck tech, and you can let me know in the comments how it went. Now, let's begin with the combos. I mean, we are in Sultai, which is another of my favorite 3-color pairings. So yes, ye old Oracle, Consult, and Tainted are present here. This is obviously the main win con, or part of the line to get Oracle into play some way. We can tutor forward in black, which is easy, but you can also tutor it on the field with things like Neoform or Eldritch Evolution. The latter even got a reprint in Innistrad Remastered this January, so check out my video on that if you missed it. And speaking of, I did mention in that video that I always try to stick a line into deck where I can, and this is obviously my Hermit Druid and Tyvar, because milling myself out and reanimating without targeting is just super fun. And you all know by now that I'm a reanimator stan. It's literally a meme in my community, but you also get, things like Razorkev and LED to support casting and or reanimating. But we obviously have other combos and pieces to pair with our commanders, like we have Valley Flood Caller and either Banishing Knack or Retraction Helix, and with a free mana basically makes infinite mana for Thrasios to draw our deck. I mean, we obviously have Dramatic Scepter and Isorel, or whatever you kids like to call it these days, which goes infinite with few mana rocks to help us draw the deck. But also, I like to include what I call commander support cards. At least I call them this way in my head, like Seedborn used for Thrasios to help us draw more cards than our opponents. And for Armix we got Ref, because treasures and theft from attacking are fun along with removal. I mean, the deck is filled with some typical cEDH tutors, draw engines, rituals, etc. But as I mentioned during my Aethedrift review, there are 2 cards that I would have wanted to play in this deck. In the future maybe? Who knows? It may take some time to return to this one, so feel free to try it out. But the 2 cards I would have loved to play in this were Repurposing Bay and Unstoppable Plan, because with an artifact birthing pod I could get some more value from my rocks. Or who does not like more tutors? As I mentioned, I could have sacrificed Armix to make it into a Wandering, or even an extra cheap rock into an Isochron, and so on. And if I would play Unstoppable, I might actually try it again to play the bane of my existence, and that is Necropotence and Born Upon a Wind. I truly believe this combo hates me, but maybe one day we will finally get along. Who knows? It is an optional upgrade for this deck that is fun, I think, and so I'll leave this to you in your capable hands. You can even throw out the Hermit Druid combo in favor of this, whatever rocks your boat. Now, normally I would go in depth into about the other cards in the 98, but well, you probably have already looked at the deck list, so instead I will try to give some opening hand advice for once. But I'll put a pin here to say that this deck, at least from the few games I played on and off camera, well, is very, very mana hungry. You want to have as much mana as fast as possible, so keep that in mind. Hand 1 is a trap, no matter which way you sit. 1 land and a Remora and a Dream is not always something you want. Again, this deck is mana hungry, and starving your fish can be a really easy thing for your opponents to do. Hand 2 is iffy. I mean, yes, you have the win in it, and a turn to Armix along with a way of getting Raza or anything else into your graveyard, but none of the mana you have cast your Oracle this way. This was almost a keep, but we can do better. Hand 3 is a great keep. You have a turn 2 Armix, turn 3 Rev, and have the console then worthy to assemble a win. Sure, depends what else you draw in the first 3-4 turns and what your opponents do, but this is a solid keep. If you would have to go to 6, just dump the Wurge Land. But yeah, let's look at another fresh 7 again. Hand 4 again is a trap. I mean, if this was a 1v1, I'd snap kit this turn 1 and 2 something big and bring it into play next turn. Hell yeah. But again, this is cEDH, and this hand is living on a prayer from the devil. Hand 5 is interesting. Turn 2 Wandering because of the Noxious Revival to bring back a fetch land. Sounds like a really solid plan. I mean, if the draws are great, this could get you so much value from the start that you could be able to overwhelm your opponents. Sounds like a solid keep to me. And yeah, we could go on, but I think these 5 examples show you both my mindset and maybe help you mulligan if you play this kind of deck. But again, I will stress, this deck is fucking mana hungry, so mulligan with a purpose. And remember, we're in the mid-range town here. And now you are ready to set out into the world. Go, have fun, play some cEDH and learn from your plays, or my misplays, whichever is more fun. And with that, once again I ask, so let me know if you enjoyed this new way I try to do a deck tech, or shall I revert to the old way? In any case, go sling some spells and keep enjoying and giving feedback. Together we grow. And with that, I am Dev. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all behind the veil.